So this bottom tier is nothing but the relational database system where the data will come to this from where the data will come to bottom tier. So from will come from the operational databases and external sources. So from these operational databases, from these different external sources, heterogeneous sources, the data will come. So data will be extracted, transformed and loaded. So below the bottom tier, you are having the data. So operational databases and external sources. From there, the data can be taken. So here the arrow indicates extract, clean, transform, load, refresh. So this arrow we will call it as ETL process. Extraction, transform, load process. So this what is meant by this extraction? Extraction is nothing but from these operational databases, external sources, the data can be taken. The data can be taken from all these different heterogeneous sources. So and those data can be placed in data warehouse. So in a unique format. Okay, so in a single format, the data can be stored in data warehouse. This data can be cleaned. This data, any problems it is having, the data missing values it is having, that can be filled. Redundant values, noise can be eliminated. All these cleaning process can be done here. So next, transform, the data can be transformed to a in a appropriate form, that is a single form that is suitable for mining. So the data can be transformed and loaded into data warehouse. So and refreshing can be done. So these entire to the bottom tier data warehouse server. So that is a data warehouse server. Bottom tier is nothing but it consists of data warehouse server. So data warehouse architecture first, it consists of 3 tiers. Tier 1 is the bottom tier, tier 2 is the middle tier, tier 3 is the top tier. So in tier 1 bottom tier we are having data warehouse. So data warehouse server. So it also consists of data marts. So the administration, monitoring, metadata repository, all it consists of. Okay, so what is meant by data mart? These virtual warehouse all are there. So I will tell you each and everything definition later. So first we will see. So what the bottom tier it consists of? Bottom tier it consists of data warehouse server mainly. Okay, so the bottom tier is a warehouse database server that is almost a relational database system. Why? Because the data comes from the data comes from different databases to bottom tier. These tools and utilities, see here. So from last below bottom tier, so different operational databases, external sources are there. So from those the data can be sent to, data can be taken into data warehouse. This arrow is nothing but ETL process, we will call it as. These tools and utilities perform extraction, cleaning and transformation. So already I explained extraction means taking the data from all these. So cleaning the data means noise elimination. So and missing values filling. So and any problems it is having, the total problems can be rectified. That means in turn it is nothing but the cleaning the data. So next, and transformation, transform the data into a single form that is appropriate for mining. Merge similar data from different sources into a unified form. Okay, so we can say like that. It's a merging, grouping similar data from different data sources and represent it in a single form. That is nothing but transformation. As well as loading and refresh functions we will perform to update the data warehouse. This is the ETL process, extraction, transform, loading process. So the examples of gateways include are here in this open database connection. OLEDB means open linking and embedding for databases by Microsoft, and JDBC, Java database connection. So these are the different gateways. The bottom tier consists of all these gateways. So this bottom tier also contains metadata repository which stores information about the data warehouse and its clients. So here the metadata repository is there in in bottom tier, that is data warehouse server. So the metadata repository, what it contains, already I told in the last class we discussed. Repository is nothing but storing device. Okay, storage device. So metadata is nothing but data about data. So in data warehouse, which data you are storing? So the data types, regarding data types, which data types it consists of. The data type, the data warehouse consists of different types of data. So next, which this metadata repository mainly stores the information about data warehouse and its contents. All data warehouse data, it consists of a large amount of data. Na? So all these data, for all these data, so what are the different contents of this data warehouse? For example, it consists of customer data, it consists of sales data, so it consists of some other item related data. So for a supermarket means it consists of all these: customer, item, time. Okay, so these all different data items, contents. What are the different contents? So information about the data warehouse and its content. So the metadata repository consists of all these. Okay, so that is about the metadata repository. So these all things we will see in the bottom tier. So this is nothing but data warehouse server. So next, from data warehouse server, next the data will be represented in data warehouse. The data will be represented using OLAP servers, online analytical processing servers. Okay, that is three-dimensional form. See here in the figure, we can observe in the middle tier the data is in 3D form, three-dimensional form. So that is the front view, top view, side view. Three views are there. So front view is a relational table. For the relational table in two-dimensional, only we are having the rows and columns itself. So here OLAP server, if you observe, it consists of 3 dimensions. So first one is we are seeing, that is the front view. Next up is the top view. Next side view. 3 views are there. That's why it is 3-dimensional. Data warehouse represents the data in the form of 3D cubes. 3D cubes are nothing but here OLAP servers, OLAP server. The middle tier is online analytical processing server that is typically implemented using either a relational OLAP model or multidimensional OLAP model. So it is implemented using relational, two servers are there na, OLAP servers. So it is implemented by using relational model or multidimensional view. So both we can take. So one is a relational OLAP server. So one is multidimensional OLAP server. OLAP model is an extended relational DBMS that maps operations on the multidimensional data to standard relational operations. So this OLAP model, OLAP model is an extended relational DBMS model. So in DBMS, the relation means it is a table. So it consists of rows and columns only. So but here, along with the 2 dimension, it consists of other dimension, 3 dimensions. So the data is x direction, horizontal, y direction, vertical, and y direction. Sorry, z direction. So z means that is a, so not horizontal, vertical, x, y. So under z direction, that is a depth, go into depth. Okay, so that is in z direction. So that is 3-dimensional representation. A multidimensional OLAP, multidimensional online analytical processing model, that is special purpose server that directly implements multidimensional data and operations. So it using this we can perform multidimensional. Next, type 3. So type 3 is nothing but the top type. In top type, it is a front-end layer, so which contains query and routing tools, analysis tools, and data mining tools, trend analysis, prediction, and so on. So these are nothing but a representation. Finally, from OLAP servers, the data can be taken. So from OLAP servers, the information, that is the knowledge. So here the correct word is knowledge. Why? Because in KDD process, from KDD process, you know the difference between data, information, and knowledge. Here, in top tier, the knowledge can be represented using different methods. So in OLAP server, from OLAP server, we will get the So data, so the data can be in OLAP server. Actually, the data is in the OLAP server. We are having the data. So from the data, so we will get some information. So that is nothing but from, for example, in OLAP. So in this cube, so this is related to supermarket. So just I can take information. So I can process the information, such as I can take information. I can write a query using data mining query language. I can write a query. So in different locations, yes, in quarter one time. So what is the sale in different locations for different groceries or home appliances? These two types of items in quarter one, that is January, February, March, in that time, in particular time. So in these two locations, I am having several branches. In those several branches, in particular two locations, for example, here it is the 4 rows. Na? So 4 rows, I can, so I am taking it as Delhi, Hyderabad, next Chennai, Vizag. Okay, 4 cities are there. Na? So in these 4 cities, any 2 cities, I am giving Delhi, Hyderabad. So those 2 cities, I am having the branches. In those 2 cities, what are the sales? Sales has been occurred in that particular time. That is first row is the quarter one, for example, front end. So quarter one, that is January, February, March, in that particular time. So for those items, so how much the sales? So that is my query. So then that data I can get. So that is nothing but the information. Those information finally refined, and it is analyzed, and it can be represented. Finally, we can get the knowledge. So different. Okay, so just I am giving a simple example. So in real time, we may give any way. Okay, so different ways we can give. Okay, in our own way we can give different queries. We can give different years. For example, so in our quarter one, quarter two, quarter three, quarter four. So quarter one, what are the sales in those particular branches? In quarter two, what are the sales in that particular branches? So quarter three, what are the sales? So those all quarter one, quarter two, quarter three, quarter four. So these are different 3 months data. So I can take. So and those 3 months data I can analyze. In first quarter, how my sales was. Second quarter, how my sales was. Third quarter, how my sales was. That can be represented by using analysis. So analysis is there now. First query and report. Next analysis. So analysis means bars. This bars represent, first bar represent quarter one, quarter two, quarter three, quarter four. So any other means that is the here actually only time means, so here we are taking only 4. So any other parameter, other examples they have taken. Okay. So just using bars we will represent, and later it can be, finally we can represent it using graphs. So how my sales increasing or decreasing in quarter one. So quarter one to quarter two, next quarter two to quarter three to quarter four. My sales was increasing or decreasing. That can be represented. So this is the top tier. Top tier is nothing but the representation techniques. Different representation techniques or reporting tools, we can say. So the top tier is the front end client layer. So the client directly interacts. So client takes data from the top tier. Front end tools. This is a front end client layer. Client directly interact, and the client directly takes the reports. So and the client can analyze. For data warehouse, so who are the clients? For data warehouse, clients are nothing but the knowledge workers, executives, manager level people, analyzers. These all people are the clients here. For data warehouse, these people are the clients. So those can take the reports, those can analyze the data, that is analysis. Those can take the graph, so graph representation of year-wise analysis or quarter-wise analysis, like that. So that's query report analysis and data mining representation techniques. How was the that means prediction, we can say. So how was the next sales will be. So that prediction also we can do. So that is nothing but data mining techniques. These all we can do in top tier. We will see all these. So this is a top tier or tier 3. So here different data warehouse models also we have seen in this diagram. So in data warehouse architecture. So what are the different data warehouse models here means from the perspective of data warehouse architecture, we have the following data warehouse models: virtual warehouse, data mart, and enterprise warehouse. Three types of data warehouse models. Okay, data warehouse can be represented in three types. So here virtual warehouse means just an view over an operational data warehouse is known as virtual warehouse. It is easy to build a virtual warehouse. Building a virtual warehouse requires excess capacity on operational database servers. Here virtual warehouse means just operational data warehouse is there, operational database systems, operational database servers. For those servers, an excess capacity is there. So excess capacity, excess space is there. So to build virtual warehouse. So this the view over operational data warehouse is known as virtual warehouse. So this is one type of data warehouse model, virtual warehouse. Next, data mart. Data mart contains a subset of organization-wide data. So data mart contains a subset of organization-wide data. The subset of data is valuable to specific groups of an organization. So that is here data marts are there. Na? You can see in bottom tier you are having data marts. From data warehouse, data marts are there. Na? So data marts are nothing but, so this is as same as the data warehouse, but data warehouse is for an entire organization. For example, BVRIT. So for entire organization BVRIT we are having data warehouse. Here data mart is nothing but only for one department. So one department related data stored in data mart. Data mart contains a subset of organization-wide data. This subset of data is valuable to specific groups of an organization. So in other words, we can claim that the data marts contain data specific to particular group. Okay, so here data marts, different 5 data marts are there. Na? So different. First one is a ECE, second one is a for CSE. Only CSE related data is in that data mart. Data mart means that data related to only a particular specific group. So for example, here we can take the data warehouse is entire BVRIT organization or institution. Data mart is nothing but one department data. ECE department data, CSC department data, next EEE department, next IT department, mechanical, civil. 6 data marts are there. These are total 6 data marts combinedly. You can represent the data in data warehouse. So that is the data mart meant by. Data mart is nothing but a subfield. It is a subset of organization-wide data. We can claim data mart contain data specific to a particular group. Marketing data mart may contain data related to items, customers, sales. Data mart be confined to subjects. Okay, different subjects. That may be the item related data, customer related data, sales related data. So like that, the data mart may contain. So for supermarket example, these are the different subjects. Like that, if we have taken so for one data mart is for CSC, different branches, different departments we can take. That is particularly related to ECE branch. So data mart 1 is related to ECE branch, that all contains ECE related data. Data mart 2 related to CSE department, that contains all data related to computer science engineering. Third, that is related to entirely information technology. So like that, different data marts are there. So here about data marts, we can go further. Means data marts are small in size. So obviously it is subset means it is small in size. These are customized by department. So entire organization is data warehouse means here we can take it as it is customized by department. The source of data mart is departmentally structured data warehouse. So the source of data mart is departmentally structured. So entire data warehouse is that is organized, organization level. Data mart means it is only department level. That's why it is departmentally structured data warehouse. Data marts are flexible. These are small means in size these are small compared to data warehouse means these are flexible. We can say the life cycle of data mart may be complex in long run if its planning and design are not organization wide. It is only department wide. It is not in organization wide, only one particular department. So for example, NBA is there, NBA, a National Board of Accreditation, that that works for department, that checks the data department wise for each and every department. For example, NBA came means it will check department by department wise. For example, in computer science engineering, entire data is correct. So entire all the files are in up to the level, up to the mark. All the files are up to the mark. So entire so everything feedback is correct. They're checking analysis. The good marks CSE department get means CSE department will get the accreditation. So in the same way, mechanical department, if it is not up to the mark, not their code files are not good, or these problems are there, means for one organization, for BVRIT itself, so one department gets an accreditation, other department may not get the accreditation. So department wise, NBA process is a department wise. So like that. So the implementation data mart cycles is measured in short periods of time, that is in weeks rather than months or years. Here in data mart means data is in weeks, months and years means that is data warehouse. Subset of data warehouse is nothing but data mart. That's why it is here data is in weeks rather than months and years. Next, window-based, Unix-based servers are used to implement data mart. They are implemented on low-cost servers. Okay, so benefit with this data marts was these are low-cost servers. These run on low-cost server. For data warehouse needed high-end servers. These are needed. Why? Because it contains terabytes of data. But these data marts means for flexibility only we divided into department wise. That's why it take low data, less data it will take, low cost it will take. So and servers also low cost server. That is the benefit of data mart. Next, enterprise warehouse. So enterprise warehouse, data warehouse means usually data warehouse means enterprise warehouse itself. An enterprise warehouse collects all information and the subjects spanning to the entire organization. Here, enterprise warehouse means entire organization. The data in data warehouse, enterprise warehouse stored means it is related to all entire organization, not a particular part or department like that. It provides us enterprise-wide data integration. It provides us enterprise-wide. The name itself indicates enterprise, means it contains all. So enterprise-wide data integration, data combining, all these data can be combined from so different data mass data sources. So and the data can be placed in the data warehouse, enterprise warehouse. The data is integrated from operational systems and external information providers. So this data here, the data is integrated from all these different operational systems, external information system providers, and integrated to data warehouse, enterprise warehouse. So the information can vary from few gigabytes to hundreds of gigabytes or terabytes or beyond. Okay, so in enterprise warehouse, so it is usually it is a data warehouse. So that means here the data may be from 100 GBs to 100 terabytes, like that, more than that also. So that is enterprise warehouse. Okay, so we usually prefer these data warehouse models. Three types of data warehouse models we will see actually. So these virtual warehouse, the next data mart, and enterprise warehouse. These are the three types of data warehouse models. Okay, so that is about the data warehouse architecture. So the bottom type, next middle type, next top type, next data warehouse models. This is about the data warehouse architecture we have seen. Okay,